In this short video, you'll get an understanding of how I work with people around understanding and improving their relationships or even their marriage. My name is Cameron Beddy. I am a relationship coach, hypnotherapist, eye movement therapist practitioner, and also mindset coach. I've been working with people personally for the last 15 years. So, the difference that I see with the way that I work between relationship coaching and relationship therapy is that relationship coaching is all around forming and finding solutions. As a coach, within the sessions, we will look at where you currently are in your relationship and where you want to get to, what improvements you both need to make. We'll set clear goals, clear outcomes, and over the period and process of working together, we will then measure both parts for how you're moving towards those outcomes, those goals, or we'll tweak and change the strategies that are needed and that are in place to help you get results. Coaching is results based. Therapy, on the other hand, can focus on the problems in the relationship and often regress back to where that has come from, where those patterns are coming up from a younger age or an unconscious space, and why they're coming up. Now, some of that does cross over into the coaching sessions, but for most people, they want to know how to make changes, how to make improvements. That's where my work is different, and that's where I get results for the people that I'm working with. If you think of your relationship or your marriage as a system, and we have lots of different systems that we use on a day to day basis and in our lives. If you think of your relationship or marriage as a system, we will look at how the whole system is operating, how the whole system is performing. We'll look at and understand what parts of the system have broken down, what parts of the system need more attention and focus, as well as highlighting what parts of the system are operating at a very optimal level or even thriving. When we can get clear together on what's working and what's not working and the areas that need addressing and improving, we can then look at making changes. We can then agree upon those changes and measure the progress. There's lots of different factors that often make up a marriage, a relationship within a system. They can include things like communication, how both parts are communicating, how both parts are listening, or the lack of communication, the lack of listening. We can also look at levels of intimacy, as well as things like parenting styles, belief systems, values. All of these things and more contribute to how a person thinks and operates within the system of the relationship. When you get to understand yourself and the other person for how you're operating and how they're operating, you can make changes within yourself and within the system that can cause you to get better results. And you can also have the other person make changes so that you get improved experiences within your marriage and relationship. So this is just giving you a big picture idea of different areas that we can look at within sessions to help you to get an understanding of yourself, an understanding of one another, but how to really get changes, how to make things improve, grow, and get better within the system of your life, your marriage, and your relationship. The sessions that I offer begin with an individual assessment. So you're not together to start. You get an individual assessment. And within that assessment, you get to understand and get clear with me through lots of different processes what your values are for your relationship. what your personality profile is like for your relationship. And that can be how you're operating on an unconscious level so that you understand the way that you make choices, the way that you make decisions, the way that you think, because your partner will most likely not have the same filters in place as you do. For example, it's very common for some people in work, in life, and especially in relationships, for some people to operate from a place where they like to plan and have structure and detail. Some people like to have those things planned, structured, and detailed in place. Other people like to go more freely around things. They like to go with the flow. They like to take things as they come and have a loose plan or no plan. Most of the time, these two opposites tend to get into a relationship or marry each other. So you've got one person that likes to plan a lot, the other person that likes to do things freely. And over time, because they're not understanding that this is how they're wired, this is how they're programmed, over time, there starts to develop different areas of conflict. Okay. This is just one example. There's lots of different personality profiles that I can help you uncover. And most of the time, most people that are in a relationship, they're the complete opposite. They'll have some similarities, but once you understand yourself, and then once your partner has had the assessment, and then you can come together in your third session to understand each other's values, each other's operating systems for how you're doing things, how you're parenting, how you're planning, how you're structuring, you get a deeper awareness of each other. That understanding allows you to then grow and move forward instead of pointing the blame, instead of just saying that you feel this way, instead of saying that you're not having this in your marriage or in your life. If you have an understanding of each other, you can change and improve your communication to each other. You can have a deeper understanding towards each other, and you can get better results, better communication, better intimacy, more security, and depth in your marriage and your relationship. So everyone is wired differently. This comes from our education, it comes from our upbringing. Yes, these patterns come from our past, but they're showing up in the present moment. So if you can get an understanding of yourself and the other person, you'll have a deeper understanding of each other together. Once you've done this assessment to understand yourself and your partner, we can then also address things that are causing conflict. If there's negative experiences, if there's emotional stress that you want to overcome together, if there's compulsive behavior, if there's a breakdown in communication, this safe space together can allow you the support that's needed to improve your communication, to understand each other's intimacy needs, to help you to also, with those areas, let go of negative anchors or difficult past experiences. Through hypnotherapy, through eye movement therapy, I can help you to release compulsive behavior, negative triggers, negative memories, negative experiences if need be. That can happen in the third, fourth, and fifth session once we've come together, understood the system that's in place, how things have kind of come to a stall or how things have broken down, and then look at tidying up the areas, resolving the areas to then bring you back to focus on your goals to move forward. This is just giving you a short insight into the way that I work with couples, the way that I work with individuals. And if you are interested in having sessions together, please do reach out to me. I can give you more information and structure on availability and how we can work together to help you get some results.